Possible military action in Nigeria if the country fails to crack down on the killing of Christians. Quote, if we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs who attack our cherished Christians. The president also weighing in on sending U.S. troops into Nigeria.
Could be. I mean, a lot of things I envisage, a lot of things. They're killing record numbers of Christians in Nigeria. And they have other countries very bad also. You know that part of the world, very bad. They're killing the Christians and killing them in very large numbers. I'm not going to allow that to happen.
CEO of the Brewer Group, Jack Brewer, joins me now. Jack, thank you so much for joining us. It's good to see you. Now that the president has drawn attention to this, we're getting a lot of reaction from people, even those who don't particularly dive into anything political, like rapper Nicki Minaj, who had this to say: we live in a country where we can freely worship God. No group should ever be persecuted for practicing their religion. We don't have to share the same beliefs in order for us to respect each other. Thank you to the president and his team for taking this seriously. So what would you like to say about this as someone who is a proud Christian and whose faith is a central part of their life?
I just say amen. I made a comment the other day.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey. Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
President Trump, I would like to express my deepest gratitude for placing Nigeria on your watch list. It's very emotional for me because as a Christian and also being of African origin, my Nigerian Christian brothers and sisters are getting killed in numbers. But for you to put them on your list and to be added on your list of countries of particular concern, it's very emotional, and I just want to say thank you. My heart goes out to them, to all my Nigerian brothers and sisters who have had to deal with the horrors of being slaughtered, being persecuted in numbers, all because of their religious faith, their Christian beliefs. And these radical Islamists are terrorizing communities in Nigeria. But I would like to express my deepest gratitude and thank you. Thank you to the Trump administration. Thank you so much. You just don't know. This is not just a Nigeria issue. This is a world issue. And millions of people like myself feel the same way about how Nigerian Christians are just being slaughtered in numbers. And it seems like the world has just turned their back on them. So I thank you so much for taking this matter very seriously and taking a stance to add them on their list. President Trump, I commend you so much, and God bless.
Wow, yes, that is how we are starting off today's show after Trump just issued brutal warning. And God bless that beautiful lady right there. Y'all can follow her right here on the screen. I've also come in contact with Miss Maddie due to the power of you guys. Love to the family, a part of this, part of this channel. I've come in contact with so many amazing individuals and gotten to connect with so many beautiful souls because of the family and the support that we have on this channel. But as you can see, I have come in contact with her. We do follow each other. And there she is on the screen if you want to follow her. There she is. But we got some more big things to get into. And especially what Trump just issued a couple of hours ago. Let's go and jump in. If you're new here, join the family, subscribe, hit that like button. We're rocking and rolling 24/7, 7 days a week. Happy Monday, everyone. I hope everybody that is tuned in right now that you are blessed, well, and healthy, and that the month of November treats you well. This month, we do not know what to expect. You know, we know all the gaslighting, fear-mongering, and the same rhetoric, the same propaganda, the same misinformation, disinformation that's going to come from the left, the fake news media. It just won't stop, and it will always still be Trump's fault for everything, you know. But the truth will prevail, you know. And the American people are not stupid. Majority of Americans are not stupid. I'll tell you that. But again, I want to send my love and prayers to everyone, because you do not know what people are going through, right now, what somebody's dealing with. So I want to send my love and prayers to you. Yes, indeed. Y'all keep spreading that love, man. It's one love to the human race. Let's go and jump in.
Love the world and you want to see a better world. Your interest is not just free Palestine. I mean, there are more people dying in Nigeria than are dying in Palestine. I can tell you that last year alone, over 500,000 Christians were killed in Nigeria just in 1 year. And nobody's protesting. The activists are not saying anything. For me, that's hypocrisy. In the north of Nigeria, Christians are being killed daily because the Islamic militants don't want Christians to exist in the north of Nigeria. They want to see a world where there are no Christians at all. And they want to conquer not just Nigeria, they want to conquer Africa, they want to conquer Europe, and they want to conquer America. The younger generation who want to live in a better world must speak out today. And I'm calling on all advocates of a free world to.
Bill Maher just said this a couple of days ago when he had Nancy Mace on the show.
If you don't know what's going on in Nigeria, your media sources suck. You are in a bubble. And again, I'm not a Christian, but they are systematically killing the Christians in Nigeria. They've killed over 100,000 since 2009. They've burned 18,000 churches. This is so much more. These are their Islamists, Boko Haram. This is so much more of a genocide attempt than what is going on in Gaza. They are literally attempting to wipe out the Christian population of an entire country. Where are the kids protesting this?
Thank you. Because no one will talk about it, so thank you.
Absolutely.
It's Africa. That's why no one's talking about it, and they should be. You can't read about it in mainstream media. It's sad, so thank you for bringing it up.
Well, because the Jews aren't involved. That's why. It's the Christians and the Muslims. Who cares?
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. And I'm not going to show the full clip in context and blow it up on the screen, but yeah, you know. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I know y'all remember while at a burial, more slaughtered Nigerian Christians, the pastor made a plea to President Trump to come to their rescue. Please tell Trump to save our life in Nigeria. More than 7,000 Nigerian Christians have been slaughtered by Islamic churches so far this year. The United States should absolutely use soft power to put maximum pressure on the regime in charge of Nigeria. Trump listed Nigeria as a country of particular concern in his first term to apply pressure on them to stop the massacre. But in 2021, the Biden State Department reversed it, claiming the violence wasn't about religious persecution, but the impact of climate change. You can't make this up.
Every day, we are tired to be outside performing burial every day. And they expect us to silence. Now, it's an order. Nigerian government came out openly and denied there is no massacre, there is no genocide of Christians in Nigeria. And look at it today. Is there any Muslim here? United Nations, I know you're watching me. American Senate, you are watching what I'm doing, I'm saying here. Special advisor to Trump. Now, please tell Trump to save our life in Nigeria. They are killing Christians in Nigeria, massacre Christians. If they say they kill Muslims. Muslims are being killed. By who? By Muslims.
Man, you feel that in his voice. I felt it through the screen. Woo! Tell Trump. Man, when he screamed that out loud, man, you could feel it. Woo! Boy, oh boy, and I remember this going viral past couple of weeks ago, and a lot of you guys tagged me in it. And I guess it went so viral. This got to Trump, and that would set Trump, and then Trump. Then a couple of days later, he just put out that post. I'm just now seeing this. This is huge new on the rap star Nicki Minaj, as most of you know, praised President Trump for taking bold action to protect the persecution of Christians in Nigeria. She says, "Thank you to the president and his team for taking this seriously. God bless every persecuted Christian." Nicki Minaj posted this. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Right.
All right. Well, we're going to begin this morning with a Fox News alert.
President Trump ordering the Pentagon to prepare for possible fast military action in Nigeria if the country fails to crack down on the mass killing of Christians.
Rebecca Castor joins us live from Washington, D.C. with those details. Rebecca, good morning.
Rachel, good morning. Yeah, President Trump is not mincing words here. This is what he said on Truth Social yesterday. If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may very well go into the now disgraced country guns a-blazing to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible attack. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth got the message and says the Department of War is preparing for action. The response comes as the persecution of Christians in Nigeria has reached crisis levels. Islamist militants have burned down churches and Christian schools. And international civil rights groups estimate more than 50,000 Christians have been murdered in the country since 2009. But the president of Nigeria claims the reports of violence are misleading and says on X the characterization of Nigeria as religiously intolerant does not reflect our national reality, nor does it take into consideration the consistent and sincere efforts of the government to safeguard freedom of religion and beliefs for all Nigerians. And our administration is committed to working with the United States government and international community to deepen understanding and cooperation of communities of all faiths. President Trump also recently redesignated Nigeria as a country of concern after former President Biden removed it from the list in 2021. Rachel, Charlie, and Griff, back to you.
All right, Rebecca, thank you very much.
Thank you, Rebecca. Well, it's really hard to tell what's going on. We understand that they are Muslim rebels of sorts. There's all kinds of unrest in these countries, and it's not just in Nigeria. It's in Sudan, it's in Chad, it's in the Congo. I mean, it's all over Africa. And, it's out of control, and it is very targeted at Christians. You look at that number in just one country, 50,000, and then he says, well, there's no targeted attack. It's kind of crazy. But we've been hearing this from, groups like Boko Haram since the Obama days. Remember when they kidnapped those girls, and there was this whole campaign to bring back the girls, and many of those girls are still in captivity. This is a gentleman named Paul Adamu. He is Nigerian. He is a Christian, and he was kidnapped by Boko Haram. And this is what he had to say in an op-ed with Fox News recently. He said, "These are not random acts of violence. They are systematic, coordinated attempts to erase Christian communities from the region. As someone who has walked through the burned villages and prayed with survivors, I can tell you the reality is even worse than the statistics suggest. The United States and other Western nations cannot look away. They have both the moral obligation and the diplomatic tools to press Nigeria towards real accountability." By the way, he is also going to be on our show later on today, and we'll hear from him directly.
And, the thing that I love about that, the tweet, the message by President Trump is that, we talked last week about the done row doctrine, how President Trump is concerned more about his own backyard, which is way smarter than gallivanting all around the world. But the other thing is you can use that pulpit as a way to put your foot down and scare the living bejesus out of foreign countries where they are doing things like this.
Yes.
And it's part of the anything is possible doctrine or the daddy's home doctrine, where people are actually afraid. They recognize he really will make good on all of his promises. And that tends to sort of inspire peace, and we've seen it around the world.
I love the way you said earlier when we were talking about this before the show started. I said, well, I think all the actors in there are bad. I mean, these are factions, military factions fighting against each other, and these civilians are sort of caught in it. And Charlie said, well, it's just that's what President Trump does. He just says, knock it off, or I'm coming up there.
Don't make me come upstairs.
It's a great point, but the important
Daddy's
part of it is we are seeing
Daddy's
President
home
Trump
and stepdaddy right down the street, and they working together, the biological father and stepdaddy. Usually it doesn't work that way. Usually somebody arguing, the kid didn't cause the argument. She don't want to bring the kid over there. He done dropped off the school supplies. Somebody arguing, somebody might pull out a gun. Oh, no, baby mama drama, But now the biological father and the stepdaddy is working together. And we done pulled out that belt. Oh, wham, right across the head. Yeah, I'm not hitting you on them booty cheeks no more. I'm hitting you upside the head with that belt. Just saying.
peace through strength in action, because there's soft power, the trade that has gotten so much accomplishments, but then there's a hard power, and that's the threat of guns a-blazing. And look, if he does go guns a-blazing, it's going to be a limited strike, precision. It's not going to be some starting a war. We've seen this before. He's done that. We'll see what happens. But at the end of the day, Nigeria is on notice now. And I went this morning to the United Nations Twitter feed. I'm like, I wonder if there's anything about Nigeria, about Christians. Nothing. You can find condemnation of the drug boats being taken out in the Caribbean by the UN, but you won't see that. Very interesting thing.
That's very fascinating, actually, Greg.
I'll keep watching. I'll bring it to our viewers if we see it.
You might be the only one on the UN.
President Trump is threatening to go to war on Nigeria a day after designating the West African nation a country of particular concern over the killings of thousands of Christians there. Stephanie Bennett is live in London with more on this. Stephanie.
Hey, John. Yeah, the president has been very vocal in the last 24 hours on Truth Social. I want to read you just a couple excerpts of one that came out 5 minutes ago. The president said, quote, if the Nigerian government continues to allow the killings of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may very well go into that now, quote, disgraced country, guns a-blazing, he says. He is then hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. And he also says in that post, warning the Nigeria government better move fast. Now, yesterday, the president posted also on Truth Social announcing that he was going to put this country as the country of particular concern, saying something must be done. He's now asking Congressman Riley Moore, Chairman Tom Cole, and the House Appropriations Committee to look into it and to report back.
I think this is going to make a huge difference, and we're going to get right to work on this and get to the bottom of what's happening and give President Trump a full menu of options that we can use to try to stop these killings.
Yeah, and Moore says there's about 15 possible options, including suspension of security assistance and targeted sanctions. Nigeria is, of course, considered one of the most dangerous places in the world to be a Christian, according to the well-regulated Open Doors International Group. Over the years, thousands of Christians have been killed in churches, schools, and entire villages have been burned. Some even brand it a genocide. The Nigerian government vowed today to keep fighting violent extremism and said it hoped Washington would remain a close ally. But some analysts blame the country's inability to protect its citizens over that wide spectrum of armed groups that operate across the country, including Boko Haram.
I think fundamentally Nigeria is a failed state. Corruption is simply out of control. So are the kinds of resources that should be there. It is a major exporter of oil, so it should be a rich country, but a lot of it gets diverted through corruption. So they don't have the resources in order to provide their security forces what they need in order to fight back.
And in order to combat this issue, earlier this year, Washington approved $346 million in arms for Nigeria. Back to you, John.
All right.